Hey, Jeff.
Hey, hi Nita, how you doing?
Great. How are you today?
Fantastic. Thanks for taking the time.
Of course. Thank you, and welcome to my kitchen. um, so, I am really happy to talk with you today. I've been having a lot of conversations with firm leadership with our global large law firms that we work with here. And what I'm hearing is that firms are really struggling with the uncertainty of the times, but at the same time, they are trying to use this as an opportunity to leverage their strengths and investments in technology to really best position themselves for the short and the long term. So, for example, they're telling me that they are really looking for integration points within existing systems and existing technology that they already have. And this is obviously a pretty key capability of HighQ, which, as we all know, Thomson Reuters acquired last year and is a pretty critical element of our sort of future vision moving forward. So I was hoping that you could just tell me a little bit about, why is HighQ so crucial at a time like this, and why is it a part of so many firms' COVID response?
Yeah, yeah. So I think you hit the nail on the head, really. That's really the trick. So at the end of the day, law firms are really focused on a few things right now as they approach this new normal that these work from home environments. One, how do they not lose steam on existing matters? How can they manage any change management process in the most familiar way possible? And three, how do they do this all without sacrificing on the security of the law firm and the law firm's data? So we often hear, vendors and the terms used in the legal industry around workflow, collaboration, and efficiency, and it's almost taboo at this point. Um, so what we're seeing is what we have seen over the last several years, particularly now, is law firms have spent critical budget on compartmentalized point solutions designed for a singular use case. That means disparate systems. That means different UIs. That means different logins and passwords and security measures. All of this creates an administrative nightmare for IT. And it's hard to have a cohesive solution when you have all these systems that typically don't get used and get sit on the shelf. So that's really kind of where HighQ comes in. So if I focus on not only what are firms doing during this time, but the why they're using HighQ. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. So I think the first thing you're going to see on the right here is a graph, which is very, very important with HighQ, is we want to integrate into the way that law firms do business today. They've spent a lot of money on their tech stack, and how do we leverage that? Not only how do we leverage that, how do we communicate with that all together in one system? Because if you log on, via one platform that integrates with those systems, it's much easier and much quicker to implement. So things like document management systems, financial systems, e-signing tools, Office, Outlook, Office 365, and AI, and the list goes on and on and on. There's a few reasons why firms are using HighQ today. One is the speed of implementation. Especially during these crucial times right now, firms don't have time for IT to spin up and develop instances themselves, taking months. HighQ can do it in as little as 10 days. Fully branded instance, completely customized. Two, you want a solution that's scalable and flexible. So something that you can easily spin up sites and use cases as needed, not a one-trick pony, so to speak, but this might be a client instance, this might be an internal site, this might be a task management solution. Again, we talked about the ease of integrations. So we integrate also with single sign-on and Active Directory, so you would sign on as you would normally do. And you want something that is intuitive and easy to use and has a short, quick learning curve. HighQ is extremely easy to use. Of course, being a SaaS solution, you want continued support. But the last, which is actually probably the most important, is you want a solution that brings the highest level of security measures in a private cloud, a dedicated instance, so you're not sacrificing security. A few things on, HighQ has a full breadth of use cases, which we can go over, in depth, but let's concentrate on a few of the things that law firms are doing and implementing now during the tough time that we're facing right now. So of course, every law firm is trying to come to grips with COVID, and how do we create this crisis center to be able to stream information, to clients and to internal parties. Crisis portals is perfect for that. Solving the partner workload. So we're hearing from firms that partners can no longer walk down the halls to speak to associates. So what they're doing is, instead of them typing this up, sending an email, waiting for a response, they're just doing the works themselves. So their workload is actually going up. So this allows you to collaborate seamlessly and instantly with your teams to share information and assign tasks and so forth.
I would imagine also that this is something that we could expect is going to just happen even more so in the future as I guess patterns in the way that people work will shift. It may be the case that for a pretty long period of time that people are going to be working from home, even as things kind of ease into being able to go back into the office. And so I would imagine that this would still be something that moving into the future is going to be necessary.
Yeah, absolutely. Even outside of the internal piece of this, of making sure that you're aware of everything going on in your matters. We've talked to firms over the last few years, and a big firm, AmLaw 25 firm, actually told us that, and this was 6 months ago, that 96% of their RFPs ask specific information around what does a firm use for a collaborative portal. So you're now seeing the clients expecting this information. New associates that come in expect to have the latest and greatest in technology. So there's a few extra things, streamlining legal updates, creating this news and awareness center that you can, bring information in, mapping to specific practice groups and so forth, so that you're only consuming the information that's most important to you. Of course, a document collaboration portal. Now, this was always a wheelhouse use case of HighQ, but one of the things that I found out through the last 4 weeks or so is the number of attorneys, and partners that don't have the equipment, the hardware set up in their home offices. They don't have the laptops. They don't have anything. So HighQ can allow you to stay working from your home PC, from your phone, from your tablet. You can collaborate and edit your documents. You can send them via DocuSign to your customers right there from within the portal. So you're not losing any speed whatsoever on waiting for equipment to get there. And then the other thing too is HighQ is used as a secure contract management portal. So again, we talked about that, being able to access it from anywhere, DocuSign, within the HighQ portal while leveraging your existing systems. Sending tasks to your team, leveraging maybe our AI hub, where you can pull in information and that will disperse that information to the right parties based upon some triggers and actions that you determine are important. So all in all, the benefits is the flexibility of the tool, but we're in a time where you simply don't have time to spend months, even years, to spin up sites and use cases. You need to get and hit the ground running, and HighQ can help with that. And because we are a SaaS solution, there's continued updates and support. We've 3 releases per year. 60% of the employees are in development. So all in all, that's why firms are using HighQ today.
That's great. Thank you so much for your time today. It's really, really helpful to understand. And I think that, we're just in a really good position to help firms to establish what is their work and collaboration platform. I think that HighQ is an incredible tool. It was obviously very, very strategic to Thomson Reuters as a part of our go forward strategy. And I'll look forward to working with you more and working with our firms more on how to implement this.
Great. Thank you for your time.
Thanks. You too.
Great. Bye-bye.